Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of The Gift of the Gab, where I interview people with weird jobs or weird hobbies. And today on the show, I have Jonathan.
Hey! Are you going to add like a clapping effect?
Jonathan, you know that I ain't. My editing skills is so basic. Like, you know, it's literally, you ain't gonna get there.
No.
Jonathan, you know I can't do that. But we gonna do it for the podcast. We gonna do it for the podcast. Because you know I ain't for that day.
No worries. We'll get there. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate you for coming on the show.
No problem
So,
at all.
Jonathan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a designer, artist.
Yes,
chauffeur.
big up yourself, John.
Thank you. And a chauffeur.
I met John through my friend Livia, because John does graphic design. So he done my logo. So shout out to John for the logo.
Thank you.
And if you guys need one, hit him up because he's like really, really good.
His
Instagram and everything will be down below.
Thank you. YouTube as well, please.
And his YouTube, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. And his YouTube. So everything will be down below. So guys, please support. So he did my logo for me. So that's how we met. And then from there, I just said, I'm doing a podcast because, to know why I'm actually reaching out to him. Mm-hmm. And then he wanted to be on the show. And that's how we are here today.
That's it.
And then he told me he's a chauffeur. And for those of you that don't know what a chauffeur is, Jonathan, over to you.
A chauffeur is a very glamorous and fancy way of saying I'm a driver.
Don't say like that, John.
Yeah, I'm a driver, but I go above and beyond to make the whole, getting from A to B experience as comfortable, as luxurious, and as pleasant of an experience as possible. Yeah, I've had the privilege of driving around some very, very cool people. I'm not gonna name drop.
I was gonna ask you who specifically have you driven?
I've driven very famous people. I've driven the Beckhams. I've driven politicians that I definitely can't say. Some musicians, Skepta. I've driven Skepta.
Okay.
Which was really, really cool. Football icons like Ian Wright. That was amazing because he's just as dope and as cool as he comes across on TV. And it's always weird like meeting people that, through lack of a better word, idolize or look up to in person, because gosh, you don't want them to be a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want them to let down their expectations. But I met Ian and he was absolutely amazing. He was really, really cool.
But then they are all human at the end of the day.
They are all human.
I feel like when you meet them, it's like, oh, okay, you got the same blood as me. Mm-hmm. You got the same lungs as me. Yeah. So I feel like 100%. After a while, when you meet them,
100%,
it's just like, oh, okay, you're just a regular schmegular human,
exactly.
But you got more money.
And
literally, that's it.
For sure. But you know what? And now that I've been doing it for a while, I think I'm just under 10 years in now.
Okay.
And now it is what you just said, like they're literally just humans now. Before, when I first got into it, even when I was doing Uber before I started doing
okay, so you started from Uber.
I started with Uber
to chauffeur,
and then I shifted up. I leveled up.
Literally the definition of level up.
Exactly. But like when I was doing Uber, like sometimes like a celeb might order Uber.
Yeah.
They're human as well. And then I remember meeting my first celeb and doing Uber. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so and so, and but now it's just like it's whatever. You know what I mean?
So how do you even get into being a chauffeur? Because I couldn't imagine where to start.
Really, really good question. So you actually you don't really have to be into it, but it helps if you like driving.
Wait, so it's not like if I was driving because it's a necessity, like I need to love it.
It helps if you do, because it comes across with how you deal with people. Like if I've been fortunate that prior to driving, I've always done like customer facing roles.
Yeah. Okay.
Like retail roles.
Yeah.
Where I'm speaking to people and talking to people one to one, and that really helps you to be a good driver. It helps people to feel comfortable when they get into the car with you. But I got into the high end stuff through working with a company. Again, I can't. I feel really bad.
But what if people want to know?
There's so many different companies.
Okay,
I'll name a couple. There's Blackline, there's Premier Cars, there's Crawford's, there's Addison Lee's top level.
Oh, okay.
There's but those are the big boys.
Yeah,
those are the big ones. And you could go into it two ways. You could build up your own private pool of clients.
All right, yeah. Like freelance.
Okay. And I did do that to a certain extent through Uber. Through driving around, I was picking up random celebs, and it was like, "Hey, I like your vibe."
So you mean to tell me celebs will book Ubers?
Yeah.
But how do you even get into that? Because obviously, like, I get Ubers, and I'm not a celebrity. So how would you?
Okay, so you picked up on something really, really good there. So when I first started Uber, I was in a Prius, the typical stereotypical Uberman car, the butters looking one, the proper like
it's
old
like a
school,
spaceship.
that's all I could afford at the time. It was awful, but I had that for a while. I was rocking that, and I slowly was upgrading my car. My car.
So Uber don't provide.
No, you have to go. Yeah, you have to go find your own car. And you could do it. You could either like just straight up buy it.
Yeah.
You could rent it. You could lease it. There's a whole industry that's dedicated to servicing vehicles and helping drivers attain vehicles to do Uber. But I started off with a terrible car, very ugly Prius, and I slowly upgraded myself until I got to a Mercedes. I got a Mercedes E-Class.
Okay.
That was like my first like big luxury vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's because I got invited to do the Uber exec program on Uber. So
is that like a select few people get that?
Yeah, like you have to be driving with Uber for, I can't remember how long, but I think you have to be like driving with them for at least 2 years.
Okay, not bad.
And your star rating has to be like I think 4.5 is the minimum.
Oh wow, yeah.
By the way, this is off topic, but what's your star rating?
Mine's in the fours.
As a passenger?
Yeah, like four. I feel like mine's in the fours, yeah.
Keep it there, by the way.
You know what I mean?
Keep it there, by the way. Keep it there, because like once it drops below 4,
they don't want to pick you up.
On a Friday night when it's raining and they see Precious and you're like a 3.7, they're like, nah.
Wow, that's some Black Mirror-ish, No, that's really. I watched the episode in Black Mirror where they were rating people based on stars. Yeah. If you get below, your whole life is in a disarray.
Because you don't, as a driver, you don't know what you're gonna be dealing with. Like
but you can't be discriminating based on stars.
Yeah, like so. If you're a 3.4 or 3.5, like what have you done to previous drivers for them to be like marking you down like that?
I didn't even realize Uber drivers be marking me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I just be like, okay, I'm here to
they mark you down. Like, so slam their door, leave litter in their car, throw up in their car, all of that stuff.
Okay, some of them can't be controlled, like the throw up one. I feel like you have to have some consideration because it's not like I want to do it.
Yeah. But still, like, inappropriate language or asking to play music. Sometimes it depends on what mood you catch me in. Like, if you catch me in a good mood, run the Bluetooth, do your thing. But sometimes it's bad. But a passenger gets in sometimes, and I'm like, you have terrible taste in music, and I really hope you don't argue for the Bluetooth. But so let me revert back to my story. I got the E-Class, and then when I was driving that around, people were booking Uber exec, and the people that book Uber exec are people with money and stuff, and
because you know me, I booked Uber Green. I haven't booked the combo one. I'm not like, it's Uber Green. I'm saving the planet.
They even like a little Uber Comfort, no?
I do sometimes, but sometimes I see the difference in the price. I'm not. I'll do Uber Green today because save the planet.
I'll be like, so with Uber exec, I'll be picking up like celebs and all that kind of jazz, and that's
wild to me that celebs actually book Uber, because I just thought they'll have a personal driver.
Some do. The ones that I'm driving around now with this company, they're definitely at that the different level. But I slowly built up my little private pool of clients. But then I had an issue with my vehicle, and I just I couldn't Uber.
Was this with the Mercedes?
This was with the Mercedes. So I went to the company that I'm working with now, and was like, hey, I need I need a job.
Yeah.
And they provide vehicles.
That's really nice.
Exactly. So the intention was to just drive with them for a short period of time until I got my car fixed and got my money up. But the money that I was making there was insane. It was just it was
oh mental. Damn, don't tempt me.
Yeah, it was it was mental. It was the most money I've ever seen ever. So so I just sacked off. I didn't sack off Uber. I kept doing it on the side a little bit. But essentially I got really busy, very popular as well.
Yeah.
And my bookings kept on going up. And
so would you get multiple people in a day?
Yeah.
Or how many would you say you got the most in
typically, a day? I would do 4 trips a day. That's the average.
That's good though, considering it's high-end clients as well.
Typically it's 4, but tomorrow, for example, I'm with one client for the whole day. And that's how it typically goes. You're normally with one person for the whole day, and you just
and you're just driving them around.
You just drive them around, drop them off, pick them up, and
that is really nice.
It's fun. I can't lie, and I drive a really nice car.
Yeah, I feel the image is also what sells it. I feel you have to be you have to basically do the part. You can't be doing luxury service and you're not looking luxury.
Yeah,
it's not making sense. Basically, you have to have look the part so that they even want to get in your car.
100%.
Is it quite competitive? Would you say?
It is a little bit. Yeah, it is. It is. It's especially in my company. So you have 25 people doing what I do. And then, which is the first class, really, really premium stuff. And then you've got the drivers doing the executive stuff. And the guys that are doing the executive stuff, they're fighting to get the first. So it's competitive, and you feel it as a driver, because as soon as a driver you start saying no to jobs and stuff, that's when the company will look at you this guy isn't. He's not fulfilling jobs, and there's
but you can't come and die.
Very true. very, very true.
Also, it's clearly because you might have stuff going on.
100%.
Can't come and kill yourself for a company.
No, you're 100% right. So yeah, man. But the journey's been such a funny one.
Yeah, from Uber, I can imagine starting from Uber, taking regular schmegular every day. And then you're now taking high end.
Yeah, I do miss the randomness and the wackiness of Uber though, because the passengers.
What would you say was your weirdest client in the show the one you do now? And then I'll ask you the same for the Uber.
Ooh, that's okay.
You don't have to name them, but he was just the most really.
In terms of weird ones, so I had a comedian, a very well known comedian.
Okay.
I had a really, really well known comedian that I was really looking forward to meeting, and he was just an absolute prick.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he was a real prick. I was actually quite looking forward to meeting him actually.
That's the worst, when you actually have high expectations for someone and they don't meet it.
Now we're cool because I've done a few more trips with him, and it's actually we actually kind of get along now. But my first interaction with him was just so off. It was you go into the car and he just didn't like the temperature of the car. So oh, do you want me to make it warmer and turn up the heating and stuff? And then the car warmed up. He's oh, it's too hot now, it's boiling. And then I was okay, cool. And then I wound it, turned it down again. It's oh, put the heating back. I was this guy is mucking about. Fortunately, it wasn't a long trip, but that was really upsetting. As a little clue, he's got the same name as me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I still don't know, but...
You still don't know?
No,
oh, wow. Okay.
I'm not into the comedic scene. So really? I actually don't know comedians like that. But if you do, please tell.
Well, yeah, he was an absolute douche. But that's the benefit with with high end. Most people are really nice. They're actually quite cool, to be honest.
Have you had anyone?
No horror stories, really.
No, you haven't had any bad.
Not since doing high end. Not since doing high end. No, nothing. Nah.
Oh gosh, that's
I know, pretty
really
boring and mundane. No, but on Uber, stories for days.
Have you had any high end client leave a weird object? Because I know some people be carrying some things in their bag that you're just like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Tell us more.
I've had bags of cash. Yeah, I've had bags of cash.
I'm not gonna ask you how much because my eyes is gonna go wide. So I'm just gonna think of
I'll give you a ballpark figure.
Okay.
It's mortgage deposit money.
Wow. Yeah. And they just left it in your car?
I left it in the car.
What did you do?
Had to return it. Had to. Because
is that part of the policy? Or is it your policy?
It's the thing is, like, you have to weigh things up. Like,
yeah,
it was around 20, 30K. I didn't like open up the bag and like put it through a money.
But how did you know it was cash though?
Huh? Yeah, it was cash.
How did you know?
Like it was there. It was like it was literally like
and they just forgot it.
You know those Louis Vuitton like wash bags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like basically one of those.
Oh my
and I opened it to see
if
they had any idea or whatever. Or like maybe I could just drop it to the house or whatever. Because like they left it there.
Was it on a day you had different clients so you couldn't actually? Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say like
that they left it, but it was in the seat behind me.
Yeah.
And typically, like if I'm over here on the right hand side, the passenger is on the left behind me. So but it was left right behind my seat, so I didn't clock it for a while. Someone else got in, and like when the second person got in, there's like, there's a bag behind you, right? I was like, no, I didn't know. So I got in, checked, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of money in here. So
literally.
So when someone leaves that kind of money, it's not like, although these celebrities have bucket loads of money, you're gonna miss 30 grand.
Yeah. You're gonna see that.
Even if
but then what are you doing realistically going around with 30K in the first place? That's what I need to know.
No, you'd be surprised.
I don't even have.
Have you been to Harrods or Selfridges recently?
Yeah. But I don't just carry around
that amount of money.
30. Not in this London.
Here's a fun fact. Most chauffeurs, what I do anyways, we keep at least £200 on us. Because like one of my regular clients, like sometimes she'll be like, oh, could you go grab me lunch? And like their lunch is different to our lunch. Yeah. Like,
they ain't getting chicken and chips.
Going to Pret is like a treat for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like their lunch is different, you know?
Yeah, because Pret, what the hell? I get the chicken Caesar baguette.
Yeah.
And that used to be like £4, even £3 at one point. It's £5.
No, like as soon as you get like a sandwich, popcorn or a rice cake, and
a coffee or something,
you're at £20.
Literally,
easy, and that's
so
light.
Crazy.
And that's light. So like, if my client, I don't know, spills coffee on a shirt, and they need you to go buy them a new blouse or a new shirt, like they're not going to Marks and Spencers or Next and getting a £20 or £15 shirt. They want you to go to the nearest tailoring shop and get them like a £50, £100 shirt.
Just like Charles Terry or something like
Precisely that. And ultimately, as a chauffeur, you just want everything to go as smoothly and as seamless as possible. So you have to have that money there ready just in case.
Do they ever like?
You get it back.
Yeah.
You get it back.
I was saying because
get it back and some for the most part, unless they're absolute prick. But like, you need to be ready for these wild requests.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, they left it, and I knew they was gonna miss it. So yeah, I was just like, phoned up the office, is like, yo, they left a lot of money here, and it was like, okay, well, we'll get in contact with the client and let them know that you have it. And
that is wild.
Yeah. But on Uber,
I was gonna say, what a crazy experience or weird experiences you had.
Did you ever take Uber pool?
No, I don't trust nobody. You ain't finna see me. I don't trust anybody.
I'm not sure if they brought it back yet.
That was really a thing. Yeah,
because like ever since the pandemic, the whole like sharing like a tight space like that.
I don't even feel comfortable really I don't even like getting the bus. So I will not even I'm not trying to share my space, my oxygen.
Oh my days. You know what? When did I last take a bus? I took a bus late last year and I felt so filthy. I don't want to sound like an arsehole or a snob or anything, but I felt so dirty. This bus.
No, I don't blame you.
But buses are wild.
Some people on the bus, it's just like, how did you get here?
Buses are wild. Yeah. Public transport is crazy at the moment.
I don't even blame us.
Yeah. But but the craziest story came from Uber Pool back when it was a thing.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very hot summer's night. I was doing my first Uber Pool pickup for the evening.
Yeah.
It was super, super, super hot. And this is when I just started Uber. I was in my broke down Prius with no AC, with the window cracked. Honestly, that car was...
I feel like it's a humbling, like it just allows you to be like, okay, I've seen how much I've grown.
Yeah. It's wild. I think that car... Now that you say that, to see how much I've grown, that car must have cost like £7,000.
Damn, I didn't have no AC?
I had no AC.
You really said, yeah, I'm going to give you 7K,
and
no AC.
It's wild. The car drive now is 120K. It's crazy.
Lord, God, change my destiny. Change it.
The growth is mad, but
I'm really proud of you, you know. I have to give you proper as due, like
clapping effect. But yeah, so super hot night. I'm in this broke down Prius. About to do my pickup. It's in Peckham, and I know, right? No. It was like a sketchy pub. It was a lady that got in. She got in and she was wearing this big jacket, like trench coat type of thing, yeah.
In the summer.
In the summertime, that's red flag
number one. Yeah, that's a red flag.
Red flag number one.
I picked that up real quick.
Cool. She gets in, good evening, Uber for so-and-so, and she was like, yeah, cool. Start driving, and I was just waiting for her to take off this jacket because she was like, it's mad hot in here, and like you got this jacket on, you're gonna like pass out from exhaustion. You know what I mean? So she eventually like takes off the jacket and she's got on like this latex like dominatrix outfit on. Yeah. That's why she's wearing the trench coat. So like obviously driving, being a good driver, checking my mirrors. I see her take off the jacket and I see her wearing this weird outfit. So I'm just like, okay. And like she sees me seeing her.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, so like we both lock eyes. And she's like, oh yeah, well yeah, I'm a dominatrix. I was like, okay. You didn't have to like tell me all of that, but okay, so we're here now.
Yeah, like what do I say?
Okay, so I was like, oh wow, that's new. You don't hear that every day. That's really, really interesting. She's like, yeah, I just came from a party, it's like a
is it
a sex party basically, yeah. And I was like, wow, like how does one get into that? And then like I opened up a can of worms by saying that. Like she literally gave me her whole
interesting,
backstory.
Like I would love to like hear how she got there.
Honestly,
how do you get into that side of life?
It was a bit of a dark tale.
Well, for her story's quite dark.
Yeah. Eastern European. She started off like doing webcams and stuff like that. And the webcams wasn't making that much money, and then like she got into
this was before OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, it's before.
I'm gonna say, girl.
Yeah, she was doing the webcams and stuff like that, and then someone said like dominatrix and doing all that kind of like kink fetishes gets you paid, because it's the people you least expect that are booking you. So it'll be like dentists, it'll be like school principals.
What, the dentist?
It's gonna be like, it's highly strong people that like.
Actually, to be fair, now you say it, I do expect it's always them type of people that are pristine, like they have a good image. Yeah, it's always them people that
have got the power. They want to be like
they don't want the power.
They want to be they want to be the submissive one. It's wild. But she was saying like how like she gets bookings to do water sports, and that's like her specialty. And water sports is it's fetish talk for being peed on.
Yeah.
And like she was telling me like some crazy numbers, like how much she gets paid for bookings and stuff, like £1,000. To go and pee on someone. That's good work, man. I mean,
literally, like, and we're not condoning it. We're not saying go out there and do it, but
I mean,
in this recession,
well, that's it. But yeah, so so she's giving me her whole backstory and how she got into it and that whole lifestyle and that kind of stuff. It was really, really, really insightful. But this is Uber Pool, and I had another pickup.
Okay.
So she's about 20 minutes into like telling me her life story and stuff, and then we're still in Peckham. Like where I picked her up was Peckham / Camberwell.
Yeah.
And now we're by like Peckham Rye. So picked up this other guy, and he just finished raving. This is like he literally just finished clubbing, like, and he was off of his nut on drugs. Like, I don't know what drug he was taking, but he was rattling, eyes all over the place, bouncing. Like,
how he managed to get the Uber is beyond me.
I don't even know. Like, people sober up briefly. To book.
Yeah. Then they go back.
Once they get their booking and they get into the car,
it's over.
Then they go back into being like absolutely paralytic and all over the place. He gets into the car, he's rolling, but she's still like giving me her life story. So like he's tuning into the conversation, and like he's sitting right next to her, like they're both in the back seat.
Yeah.
And like he's hearing the conversation, he's like, oh my days, this is wild. Like but then like he kept on repeating himself. So
yeah.
So he'd be like, oh, so you're like a sex worker, and then like she'll be like, oh well, no, and this and that, and then he'll go off, like bang his head against the window, come back and be like, oh, so you're like a sex worker. I was like, yo. You know what I mean? So that goes on for like 15 minutes. Get another passenger, this older white gentleman. This is like around like Lewisham now.
Has anyone come out the car?
No one's come out the car.
Okay.
The dominatrix is still in there. The kid is still like rattling in there. This white guy, older white gentleman, this is his first time ever booking Uber. Pulled up next to him and wind down the window. I think his name was like Terry or something. I was like, Uber for Terry? I was like, yeah, this is Terry, mate. And then like he peers inside the car, like, and he looks at the back and he's like, proper like traditional white guy. He's like, what's going on here, mate? Like, got a fucking prostitute in the back, and this kid here doesn't even know what's going on. This is why Uber's getting banned, mate. It's like, I was like, because there's so much happening, like I'm dealing with so many different energies. Like, I was like, yo, do you want to get in the car or not? Like,
literally, do you want to go home? Do you
want to get in or not? He's like, oh, sod it, man. Let me get in. And so he jumps into the front seat. He's like, it's bacon out here. This when they get home. So like we started driving now, and it's like it's just this awkward silence, isn't it? Like
because of Terry.
Yeah, because of Terry. It's like the dominatrix is suddenly like she just lost like her
because
will
of
to
Terry.
talk. Yeah, Terry comes and spoils the vibe. So he's like, oh, so he wants to stir the pot now because now he's interested.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so this Uber pool stuff. We're all sharing the ride then. So what's your story then, love? So that's a funny costume you got on there. It's not Halloween. It's like, oh, mate.
Not him saying it's not Halloween.
Honestly,
it's
crazy. It's crazy.
Did she reopen the can of worms?
Nah.
Good, because I was like, Terry, you're not going to handle that.
Honestly, it's wild. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just be in silence. And like the dominatrix jumps out. She jumps out in Catford. And then Terry and this drunk kid go all the way down to Orpington.
Okay.
And yeah, like that. It's stuff like that. I miss it, but also I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You know what I
miss
mean?
it.
It's that having to deal with all that kind of stuff. It's just craziness.
Has anyone ever left a weird object in your car from your Uber days?
From the Uber days, all sorts. All sorts. Drugs, weapons, sex toys.
No way. Which one freaked you out the most?
The weapons. The weapons, the drugs.
What do you do in that situation?
Just throw them out. Like literally just.
Are you got to touch it? Because I'm not finna touch mine.
Just take a tissue, pick it up.
You didn't call police?
Just that shit.
I got the fingerprints and everything.
No, I just out the car. Like I don't want no, like the most. It's just a burden. Like even when people forget their phones, like and that's the most common one. Like especially in Uber, people forgetting their phones is so common as the biggest nuisance as a driver.
It's so annoying.
Like, we hate having to give it back. I know so many drivers here. I have a little group chat with like other like drivers and stuff. I know so many drivers that when they find their phone, they just lob it out the window.
No, that's rude, man. Like that thing costs money.
Because like we either have to, we get the message and we have to go back to the person's address or whatever, and it's at the person's discretion. So I'm gonna put my phone to the stuff. I'm gonna it's at the person's discretion as so unprofessional. Whether or not they give a tip or not. Yeah. And sometimes you go through the effort of driving all the way to their house. Yeah. Like empty, not making money, give them the phone, and they're like, cheers, mate. Bang, slam the door and that's it. Yeah, no money, no.
That is so
rude. So yeah, most drivers don't bother anymore. That's
rude. Me, I'm just saying, if I ever lose my car, I want it back.
Yeah.
I want it back. Please. I will be really nice. Give me the phone.
More of the story, don't leave your phone in the car, man. Double check and check again.
Yeah, but you know sometimes when it's dark, you can't even see, and you're tired.
Yeah, you just want to get there.
You just want to get home. Ain't nobody checking again.
That's it.
But you said you had some questions for me.
Yes.
Which is, I'm really shocked, but I'm intrigued.
So I didn't know you worked at Channel 4.
Yeah, guys, I work at Channel 4.
What do you do at Channel 4?
So I'm a development researcher, digital development researcher. So basically, I will look on TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media platform and find people, because we make ideas for them. So like, check out Channel 4.0, where we'll make ideas and then pitch it to commissioners. And if they like it, then it becomes a thing.
And like, are these like ideas for TV shows or like?
No, so we do digital, like social media, like YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, because the world is going in that way. So we're now following that. That's what we do. That's what I do, me and my team.
Amazing. Oh, what's like your vision? Before I get to my second question, that's like a really fun job.
No, it is. I'm not gonna lie, but it is fun. It is.
That sounds like super fun. Okay, second question was with the podcast, the Gift of the Gab. Like, where do you want to take it? Like, and where do you want to take it? And
well, for now, I just want to be able, like, I've always wanted to like do a podcast, but I've just been scared to put myself out there. And then this year I was just like, what the hell? What am I scared for? I'm being a chicken. Like, come on. So I just wanted to like do it, and so far it's been I've been finding contributors quite easily. Like I was scared I wasn't gonna be able to find people, but
people want to talk, man.
The gap.
People want to talk.
So long term though, I would love to like have like a deal with either Spotify or like BBC One. I think they do it because one extra. Like I think they do it with Press podcast. Yeah. So I would love to have like a deal or something like that. Or not even be not as big as Joe Rogan. Actually, be as big as Joe Rogan. Like, why not? Like, but I just want to be a good podcast host, and then if it ends up me hosting other things, that's fine. If not, that's also fine. But it's whatever God has.
That's amazing, man. That's so sick. I mean, it's how many episodes have you got?
I've only got this second one.
Oh
yeah, it's literally just started. So.
Bro, I'm honored. That's amazing. Okay, so I don't feel bad for asking these questions now because they haven't been covered yet.
Yeah, no. Okay, this is the second episode.
Oh wow! And like, is it gonna be releasing them with like video as well as audio?
Yeah, so it's gonna be video and audio because I've noticed people still do watch long form content. So it's like, okay, for those that like to watch something, you got your piece of cake. Yeah. And those people that like to go watch it on the go, you get your piece of cake. Yeah. So I just
what's the content that you're consuming right now? Like,
ooh, that's a really good question.
what are you consuming? Like, podcast wise, and then tell me YouTube wise. Your top 3 podcasts and your top 3.
With podcasts, I've only recently started getting into it because I do it now.
Okay, yeah.
Before that, I used to think, why the hell am I listening to it?
Really?
Like, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get.
Are you being serious? I got into podcasts early. Proper early. I was an early adopter.
Last year is when I even figured that that word was buzzing, and I was like, oh, okay. But if I was to watch, I try to watch ones based on faith.
Okay.
Because like I'm really into my faith, so I try to just like make sure that everything. I don't want to be influenced too much by the world, so I try to do a lot by faith.
That's really.
But
good.
I do like I like 90s babies. I like the one with it's Cocktails and something on YouTube. Okay. She's really good. I think it's by Madam Joyce. I like hers. She's jokes. Yeah. And then sometimes watch like Shits and Gigs. They are really funny. And I like their podcast. I just like the way they interact with one another. Yeah. And then YouTube wise, I've not really been watching YouTube lately. I don't know why. Like, I don't know whether it's what I'm consuming, but like I'm just falling out of love with YouTube.
That's fascinating. So like in regards
it's more TikTok now. Like I'm always on TikTok. Wow. That's where you catch me the most. Like I love a good.
How old are you if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 23.
Okay, so I'm 23 as well, but backwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
Am I slow?
No, I'm 22. But
that's good.
I missed the opportunity to put down the caption, my birthday caption, but anyways, we move.
Really good.
That's really telling, man. I find that really fascinating because I grew up on TV. Like after school, run home, we had 1 to 5.
Yeah.
So Neighbours, then Simpsons, then Blue Peter.
Yeah.
Blue Peter.
That was my
Neighbours.
Neighbours was the ish, like.
It's wild. It's not anymore. It's finished.
I mean, it makes sense. The show was running for too long.
But Blue Peter, Neighbours, Simpsons.
Yeah.
What was on Channel 4?
I was watching Come Down Me. That's what I was loving up. I still to this day love to Come Down Me.
It's weird. I feel like if I wasn't outside, I was probably on the PlayStation by then. After Simpsons, because
I can't relate.
Or whatever.
Oh, I was on Disney Channel.
I didn't get Sky and the other channel. I didn't get the fun stuff.
You was one of them. Sorry, can't relate.
Well, I'm a first generation immigrant, so we didn't get the Sky and all the good stuff.
So you was watching the Freeview.
Yeah, so like literally 1 to 5.
I feel like there's a personality when you meet people.
Yeah, that was limited. You have to be resourceful. You got 5 channels, you have to be resourceful, man. You have to find the entertainment somehow.
That's so funny.
But I got lots of brothers and all that kind of stuff. But like in regards to how I consume content now, like I'm only on YouTube.
What do you watch on YouTube?
On YouTube, Think Media, because I've started my own YouTube channel and I'm just like in the learn. Like I'm so hungry for like knowledge of how to scale, how to grow, how to operate equipment, and all that kind of stuff.
As you should. Yeah, it's always good to learn.
100%. So Think Media is like my number 1. My number 2 is the Joe Budden podcast in video format, which is so wild because like.
But isn't his podcast like shortened?
He releases clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But he'll throw the whole thing up there, like the whole 2 hour.
Oh wow! I don't know about y'all, but I'm not about to sit down. Like, how do you get through it?
So this is it. Like my car has like a TV in it.
Oh, okay.
And like with chauffeuring is like 30% driving, 70% waiting around.
Do you have any clients that would like listen to in on the?
Yeah.
And do they pick sometimes what? What is
sometimes?
Is it Joe Budden that is universal? Is it like
for most of my clientele? it's Joe Budden, Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, Joe Budden. Those are like the two.
Oh,
the two
those
main
are the two main ones that people.
that people actually if people like request like or if they jump into the car suddenly, I've put on Joe Rogan or put on Joe Budden.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh no, keep it on. I want to watch. And
that's
watch
so
that.
telling of like, okay, his content must be.
It's really good, man. I really like his I really liked his music as well, but I really like
I don't know about Joe Budden. He's a bit chaotic.
Oh really? He's interesting.
Like he just comments and it's like
it's wild and salacious.
Yeah. It's like
I like it though.
I know.
It. But it's Think Media.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Joe Budden as number 2 in terms of video, like channel I go to, and then there's a really cool artist that I like called Alpe. I can't remember his last name.
Artist.
Yeah, painter.
Okay.
And his paintings are just amazing. I could literally just sit down and just watch him paint for like hours and
that makes sense because you're a graphic designer, so you're always trying to consume.
I love it. Like literally, I love it. And that's how there's other channels. Like I watch so much random. I go down the craziest YouTube rabbit holes.
Not me.
Really?
Not me. I like anime. So if I'm watching something that's anime more time. I was like,
what's your top 3 animes at the moment?
Everyone asks me, and I can always say it like when you put me on the spot now. It's like, I would say Hunter.
Okay.
Like that was Chef's Kiss.
Okay.
It was so good. We're still waiting for another season. So,
okay.
I would say, it's hard. You know what? Come back to me.
No worries.
Oh no, I watched too much that I just be forgetting which one. But Hunter has my heart.
Yeah.
Like it was my first ever.
Yeah. With podcasts because obviously I drive around mainly. Like I consume a lot of audio content and I burnt through. Like I really don't like music that much anymore.
I try not to listen unless it's gospel.
Yeah.
Then I'm not really trying to listen
music
to people about shaking bums.
Music, radio. It's super repetitive. So I got into audiobooks and podcasts so early on, and again, Joe Budden.
Do you think it's actually changed you? Because people say that.
Oh, is that?
Has it changed your mindset and stuff?
The audiobooks definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That actually works.
Because I wasn't like a big reader. Like, I love comic books. I love comic books. I love the escapism. I love the visuals of comic books. It's very inspiring for me. But in terms of like science books or biographies and stuff like that, I hated physical books. But then in audio form, love it. I love it. All types of stuff.
But is it because someone is talking to you?
Yeah.
Or not alone?
It's that has a lot to do with it actually. But I love learning through audio. It's insane. And my retention of the information is so much better than when I read it, which they say is typically the opposite. Your knowledge retention is much greater when you read it than when you, for your imagination, they say your imagination is better when you read it. And then you're concocting the sounds and the visuals in your brain.
That makes sense, to be fair though. For
me, my imagination, I even listen to fictional stories and stuff, audiobooks, and my imagination is creating the visuals. And it's amazing. I love it.
I might get into it, you know. Really, I'm not a big reader. I don't know what happened after year 7. It just fell off. I don't know what happened.
I'm expecting you to say that after uni or after college.
To read uni, you have to read, but reading actual fictional books, like you said, Hunger Games. I don't know what happened. I don't know whether the Cannibal books stopped being as good or it's just me.
Like, not even like a Harry Potter. Like...
I tried, like, during lockdown, I got the whole set of books, and I couldn't even get past book 1.
Really?
I was like, this, I don't know, I feel like I like the movies. I like watching the movies more.
But there must be like one book that's captured you, that's, you know.
Yeah, I would say Hunger Games.
Really?
But I think that was because, first of all, I had to read it, but then after I was reading it,
so it was forcing you to
read. Had to from school, I had to read it. And then after that, I was like, what? Katniss, you doing the damn thing. And then in the end, I was like, oh, this is a really good book. But then I haven't had or felt a book like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where the author's at. Wow. So where you at? Like, I'm not making those type of books anymore.
I love audiobooks. I'm trying to, in the background, I've been trying to think of my third favorite podcast. Probably three. I
don't listen to them, to be fair. I like 90s Baby. I like what they say.
Yeah, they're funny. And that's the thing. Where I'm at with podcasts now, it's okay. New Royal Mall. So they used to be hosts on Joe Budden's podcast.
Oh, okay.
And then they broke away and started their own podcast.
That's really good.
So yeah, I'm gonna put them as number 3 for now.
You like their type of content and stuff.
Yeah. So, which funny enough, apart from Joe Rogan's, most of the stuff I consume is centered around music, which is weird. Because Joe Budden's podcast is technically a music podcast.
And you don't listen to music?
I don't listen to music that much, no. I do listen to music, like, not listen to music. It's like, I don't walk into a room and like, this music player, I'm like, turn that off, don't listen to music. Yes, I listen to music, but yeah, just nowhere near as much as I used to.
Have you, from doing Chauffeur, have you found different tastes? Like, do some of your clients have like authentic like music taste? Not like
I listen to a lot more jazz now.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
jazz is beautiful.
Jazz is wonderful. It's really, really cool. I listen to like these ambient soundtracks as well. Like
rain. Just from the clientele doing it as well.
Yeah, but like, trust me, I had the same response that you just gave me.
I'm trying to
when you watch this back, you're gonna see a response. He's like rain. But like, it's like it's a lot of those like film producer guys. They like that they like that ambient.
It might make sense because their day is so chaotic.
Yeah. Really, really cool like filmographer director dude. He was like, oh yeah, he spoke really softly as well.
Oh, bless him.
He was like, oh, can you put up? I was like, first of all, I can't hear a word you say. Can you speak? He's like, oh, can you put on this ambient sound playlist? It's got like these beautiful rain noises. I was like, yeah, sure, bro. Like, and he put it on, and it was proper like birds like making little noises and like I was like, what is this nonsense? And, but then like 5 minutes in, I was like, this is really soothing.
That makes you sleep. Like,
it it clears your head. And do you meditate?
No, I've been gone.
Okay, but like in regards to like just sitting there and just clearing your head and just relaxing and just like it takes you to that place super easy, like super quickly. Like it just like relaxes you, and that's how people probably end up falling asleep. Because like I notice if I'm scrolling on my phone or whatever, like before I try to go to sleep, it takes me ages to fall asleep. Ages. So yeah, it is good. Like that's like probably the one thing that I picked up. Ambient sound noises and jazz.
Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah. So with chauffeuring, like if you was to give advice to anyone who wanted to get in the industry, apart from like loving to drive, that was a given. But like, how else would you want people to?
So you definitely need to like driving. You need to be pleasant to be around. Just not be a creep, you know. Like, just be nice, be polite.
So like if I saw celebrity, you can't start fangirling. Like, you got to keep that professional.
Yeah, just keep it professional, keep it cool. Be understanding of different people's different walks of life and stuff like that. And just be very like open minded and chill.
Yeah,
just chill. And take pride in the work. Yeah,
because chauffeuring isn't a job you hear, or I hear someone say every day, "Oh, I'm a chauffeur."
Yeah, it's a bit of it's an old man's craft. A little
bit. When I even think about it, I think of people with like the hat,
the flat cap, the suit. Typically, I am suit. I changed into my Converse and I took my shirt off, but like,
is that part of the uniform?
Yeah, I'm always suited and booted. Like literally, like always suited and booted. Suit trousers, hard pointy shiny shoes, and like white shirt.
If that's not your drip, this ain't the job.
And like
is there female chauffeurs?
Not enough. There's a lot more female Uber drivers now, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Which is really, really nice to see.
Is that because the industry's not pushing it to get females, or that's to me?
Honestly, it's a really, really good question. And I think they definitely should be, because like there's women that would definitely feel more comfortable with another woman.
Yeah.
Driving them after like a late night or whatever. As well as like with the Arab community. When they come over, ideally for their religion, they would ideally like to be a woman,
but they don't say no to going in with her.
They have done. I mean, I've experienced.
Oh, okay.
I've experienced pulling up and they seen it's me and be like.
Wait, so they don't know beforehand who it is?
Sometimes.
Oh,
so like on Uber, Uber
you can tell.
You can see.
But on your one, you can't see.
No.
Oh.
Sometimes I don't know. I think they've changed it now.
I feel like that's where they should be like Uber and a bit like have the app so they can tell.
They must know what I look like because they just walk up to my car and be like, "You're Jonathan." I don't know. Maybe Trevor, like. No. But yeah.
So how would I be if I even wanted a chauffeur? How can I be like? Do I have to get the app or?
So if you want to be, so you need to.
If I wanted my own chauffeur.
If you wanted someone to come and pick me up. You just have to. You can book a show. You can book like a very expensive Uber, or you can call that my company.
So that's how it works. And then we basically hire you for the day.
Hire me for the day, and
Do you feel like your hours are flexible?
No. and that's the biggest issue. Like, give you exclusive. Like, ideally, I want to be doing chauffeuring for like 3 more years max.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where do you want to go?
Yeah, 3 more years max, and I want to call it a day on chauffeuring, and hopefully, just make a living off of just being creative and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I kind of just I fell into the whole driving thing, from doing fashion and retail before. Because prior to driving and doing Uber, I owned clothing stores.
You owned?
Yeah, I had like 3.
Oh damn, Jonathan! I was peeling legs.
I went until the hour mark. No, so I had a store in Lewisham.
Okay.
For like 2 years. Then I opened up one in.
You just bought stores and was like, right. I'm gonna make it into a fashion store.
So like during uni, like I started working from very young, from like 6, as soon as like you're legally allowed.
Yeah.
Before then, like me and my friend Matthew, like our first job or first thing we did to make money was like deliver those flyers for our local kebab shop. We used to deliver the flyers on our push bikes, and that was like my first job. That was my first thing I was doing to make money. Before I turned 16, and then turned 16, so I could legally get a minimum wage job. And I started working at Sports Direct. And name any retail store, and I've probably worked in some capacity.
Wow.
So, like,
and then that's how you
And yeah, I got into retail, and that's how I got into retail. Basically, I worked at Sports Direct, JD Sports, Next, Marks and Spencers, Topshop. I worked in so many different stores. Anyways, I was working in this really high end boutique in Bromley.
Okay.
And then I became store manager. And basically, I learned everything about retail, running a store, running a business from managing the store, basically.
Yeah.
So I learned everything, and obviously in retail, there's like you hit the ceiling relatively quickly after manager, unless you own the store.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go. So I had to open up my own store at that point, basically.
Yeah.
So saved up my money and bought a store, opened up the store, had it for 2 years. Then the store was doing okay. Opened up another store in Manchester.
It's really good.
That was really, really fun. And flew a bit too close to the sun. Spent too much. I bought too much stock that I couldn't sell.
Oh.
And ran into debt, and then had to close everything down.
Oh no.
So closed everything down, came back to London, and tried again in Peckham. Opened up another space with my friend, and that was only like a pop-up shop though.
Okay.
So it was like a temporary space, but we did that for a while.
And it did well? Did it do?
Yeah, it did what it's meant to do. It did
Okay.
what it's meant to do. It started the conversation. There's a whole deeper story in that, but yeah, whatever. And I needed to make money, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So I started driving, and yeah, now I'm here. But like you said, I do want to get back into retail, but the plan is to build my creative hustle, build my income from my creative hustle to a point that I don't need to drive
anymore. That makes a lot of sense.
It's going to be difficult though, because I make a lot of money
from driving, so it's pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons.
And this cost of living?
It's not easy at all. It's really, really not easy. And I do feel for people. I feel it like it's hard, and it's not even at its worst. You know, like it's gonna get worse than this. It's gonna get worse than this, and it's yeah. You know what I mean? We're gonna be going for a very, very rough period soon. So
would you ever consider just having your own chauffeuring company?
Played around with the idea.
What? The experience?
Yeah.
You know the clientele, they might just shift to you.
It's possible. It's possible. It definitely is possible. Like, I feel like if I'm in chapter 2 of my life, you know, and yeah, it's possible. But like I literally just said earlier, it is a bit of an old man industry, and it's something that people pick up and do after they've done a bunch of other things. Whereas I've started it early, done really well in it. I want to make my money, then try something else. Hopefully that blows. But if it doesn't, then it'll be a solid plan. Come back to it, maybe scale up a chauffeur business. So potentially, I don't know. Why are you asking these things? Oh my gosh! Like, where do you 10 years from now? Where do you see Gift of the Gab?
I want Gift of the Gab to be really big. Like, I really want people to be when I listing it, I want it to be in top 3.
Okay.
Like, at least I want it to be something that people are like, oh, did you listen to Gift of the Gab?
Yeah.
She had I want it to be a stepping stone for me to get into presenting or something.
Dream guest.
Well, because my podcast is very niche.
Yeah.
I don't have a dream guest.
Okay.
It's just the weirder the better for me. There is no I can't really name a dream guest because I haven't even filtered how much weird stuff is out there.
How did you stop? This is such a sick niche.
You're
welcome. How did you stumble across it? How did you
So I was just thinking.
Because it's nice that you're putting the spotlight onto people that typically wouldn't get the spotlight.
Yeah, no. So what I was just thinking one day in my house, like, I ain't really heard about weird jobs, but I know there's weird jobs out there, and I know there's weird events or hobbies. So I was like, okay, why don't I just start it? And then I asked my friends and I asked people around me. I was like, what would you tune into a podcast about weird hobbies and jobs? Like, would you? And people were like, yeah, that's a sick idea. Like, and I was starting to just get the ball rolling, and I was like, I still want to box myself in and be a typical podcaster. No offense, because y'all doing great. But I didn't want to just be that person. I didn't want serious conversation, basically. I'm not a serious person. I didn't want to start talking about serious issues. I just want a little key banner, but also like... But it also was like, there is weird jobs out there, and I'm not hearing people talk about it. Right. So that's why I was like, well, if this does well and people like it, why not? If it doesn't, it's for my entertainment anyways. So win-win.
That you've got the best attitude ever for like producing content, because
thank you.
You know, like, and that's what's helped me. Like, as long as I'm happy, as long as I can watch this back and enjoy it, it's a win.
Like, I'm not
it's a win
doing it. Like, I would love it if it made me money.
People enjoy it.
But I actually just enjoy talking to people.
That's
and
it.
It's like, I'm talking to people and I'm doing something I love. So win-win.
It's amazing. My friends, like, I was telling them about it, and like my friend that does the restoration work on buildings and stuff, like,
I would love to get him on, by the way.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna try and get my best to like force him to come on, because like most of my mates are like, I'm gonna wait until your episode comes out and see, you know, they use me as a guinea pig. Yeah. And like once they see that, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I want to go in, and that's how it's probably gonna end up. Like,
it's probably word of mouth.
Yeah, but this has been cool. I really like this setup, man. This setup is amazing.
No, literally, Creators House, they're doing their damn thing. So guys, if you're young creative, get down here. Like, what you doing? So this episode has been really nice. Thank you for coming along.
Absolute pleasure.
Guys, if you have loved this episode, then please like, comment, subscribe, and also like, I will put an email for people if you're interested in coming to the show and you have a weird job or like a weird event or a weird hobby. Nothing is too weird for me, okay? Like, nothing's too weird for me. So until next time, see you later.
Bye.